Hello, everybody. Welcome to another class. My name is Chubby. I'm an English fluency, learning and language anxiety coach, mainly helping professionals, ambitious professionals, people who want to improve their career, pass an interview, move to another country, academics, students, business owners who want to tap into the power of communicating English, having conversations with people, and then improving the way they express themselves. Today, this is class number 6, I think. We are live on YouTube, we're live on TikTok as well, and we'll be doing some reviewing today as well, plus some new expressions as well. So last time, we kind of spent a bit of time learning how to give advice, and this is something we've been working on practicing in the last few days or last few classes. And what we did last time is extension. One thing I really like to do with my students is extending what we are learning. Sometimes we want to start because, confidence is about doing it, right? Do it, do it, do it. Doesn't matter how many mistakes you make. If you do something at your current level of English, you speak, you have a conversation with someone on a regular basis, we would start with something simple. When you do something simple, when you can say simple structures, you can have that confidence to move on to the next one. So one of the things we often do with my students as a way to review is that first we have 5, 7 expressions to practice with, lots of activities to practice communicating in. And then when I see my students are able to do that, they are going to challenge themselves by doing something a bit more complex, a bit higher level as well. So if anybody has just joined us, make sure you join us on YouTube on our live class and feel free to participate. Leave your comments. We need loads of serious people here in the comment section practicing some of the phrases or expressions we are about to learn today as well. So I'm gonna upload my slides. I'm gonna do a bit of practice as well. And if you'd like to stay with us, either on TikTok or on YouTube, if you are serious, please only stay if you're serious about learning, because this is a very practical class. This is not for someone to just keep watching, because nobody has learned to speak English by watching videos. So feel free to leave your comments, fire up the comment section, come over to YouTube, ask your questions, and let's keep on practicing. So last time, we kind of went into the beginning of this as well. So we had expressions that we can use to give advice. We're gonna keep on practicing that today as well. And some of the expressions were here. We're gonna go through them again as a way to review it. Guys, let me know in the comments, how often do you review vocabulary? How often do you review the vocabulary learning? Can you guys leave a comment about how often do you spend time reviewing? Or what is the proportion of the time you spend learning something new, learning new phrases, expressions, and then reviewing them, practicing the expressions you already know, the grammar you already know as well? Can you guys share in the comments, how often do you do that? If anybody just joined us, feel free to join us over on YouTube. We have just started, so we haven't really missed anything. We're gonna learn a couple of things around basically giving advice. That's what we're gonna review. Plus, we're going to learn a lot of things around expressions we can use when we talk about habits, which is really, really common. So these are a couple of expressions we already used before, right? So we've got expressions like be careful not to do something, or stop worrying about something. Take time to relax and unwind after a long day at work. So we're gonna go through one by one, and let me know, guys, if you think this is good advice or bad advice, okay? And let me know, just feel free to share in the comments, and then we're gonna practice as well. We just first want to see examples. If anybody has seen most of my videos, if anybody has watched my YouTube videos as well, you guys know I'm all about subconscious learning. I'm all about learning to speak, not because we want to study or memorize words or understand all the grammar, but because we have seen a lot of examples. just like the way you learned your first language as well, right? You don't speak your native language because you studied the grammar rules of your native language. You know how to speak your native language because you practiced, because you've seen and heard and paid attention to a lot of examples of how something is used. Let us know, guys, in the comments, what is your native language? Do we have Chinese speakers, Korean speakers, French speakers, Portuguese speakers? What is your native language? Do we have French speakers, Persian speakers, Polish speakers, German speakers? Let us know, guys, in the comments. What is your native language? What's your first language? You're going to see that the moment you focus on these three things, right? Fluency in English is simple. If you are serious about learning English, speaking fluently is simple. 3 stages, right? Pay attention to what you're learning, review until you get better at it, and have lots of conversations. If you do these things, you're going to speak fluently. You're going to make loads and loads and loads of progress. People who don't pay attention, people who don't review, stay consistent, people who don't speak are never going to speak English fluently. It's simple. Most people don't do it, right? So learning to speak English, all you really need to do is take it seriously and focus on these 3 things that most people don't do. So we're going to practice a lot with the first stage, which is simply lots of examples of the same thing, right? Be careful not to. Be careful not to do exams slowly. Rushing through them is the best way to get 100%. Is that true? Is that a good piece of advice? Let us know, guys, in the comments. Is this good piece of advice? Be careful not to do exams slowly. Rushing through them is the best way to get 100%. Is that good advice? Is that what you should do? Just rush through the exam and you're going to get 100%? Is this good advice or bad advice? Thank you for the likes. I can't read your name. I think your name is Georgian, but thank you so much for the likes. The first likes on this live. Thanks so much. Is that good advice? Be careful not to do exams slowly. Would you guys do an exam just quickly, rush through them and expect to have 100%? Or would you prefer to do it slowly? What is a better way to do that? Hi, Ahmed, how is it going? Great to have you here. It's bad advice. Brilliant. Okay, first comments. Thanks so much, Ahmed. Today, I have a present for you guys. So Ahmed has been commenting for a very long time. So if we have time for it in the last 10 minutes, you can come join me here on the live and practice with me. Okay, so I'm going to share a link with you and you can come and join if you're brave enough. You want to take courage and practice with me. Okay, so definitely bad advice. Now let's do the next one. The next one says, stop worrying about what others think of you. Focus on your own happiness instead. Focus on yourself. So stop worrying about what other people think about you. Is that good advice or bad advice? I'm Mexican. I prefer slowly, Chavo says, because my English is basic. Chavo, if you take it seriously, your English doesn't need to be basic, right? It's about how often and how much you practice. But of course, practicing it slowly always improves. You get better at it, definitely. So stop worrying about what others think of you. Is that good advice, a good piece of advice, or bad piece of advice? The worst, right? Everything we talk about is all the time. Like the channel that I run, whether it's YouTube or TikTok, I always talk about this, right? Stop worrying about what people think about you and just practice. It's confidence really comes from inside, right? If I know that I'm taking English seriously because I want to improve my life, then I stop worrying about what people think about me, right? So asking people to stop worrying about what other people think about them is the best advice you can ever have, right? 90% of the people spend their entire life hiding, waiting, staying shy, never reaching success, never improving their life because they are scared of other people's opinion. So this is good advice, right? Stop worrying about what people think about you and live your life. Focus on your own happiness. Okay, the next one is take time to relax. Take time to relax and unwind after a long day at work. Self care is important for your well being. So take time to relax. Take time to was another phrase that we practice, right? Take time to do something as well. What is something you think you should take time to do? Ahmed, a piece of just one little piece of feedback because you've been leaving comments. Thanks so much for the comments here. So advice in English is uncountable. So anytime you want to use it, you would say advice and no, not an advice. So you could say it's good advice. Number two is good advice. Or we can say some advice. Okay, so we could say, could you give me some advice? And never could you give me an advice. I don't know if I can put in emojis. Hopefully I can. So we always say some advice, never an advice. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, emojis work. Brilliant. So could you give me some advice? And never could you give me an advice. Okay, it's always advice. Good advice, bad advice. So in French, your native language is French, I believe, or in Spanish, right? You would say un conseil or un consejo. But in English, it's advice. Give me advice. Give me some advice. Right. So let's go back to our examples here. The next one is make the most of. So the example sentence says, make the most of your vacation by exploring new places and trying new experiences. Make the most of your vacation by exploring new places and trying new experiences. What is that? Is that good advice? Make the most of your vacation by exploring new places and trying new experiences. Make the most of. Again, great expression, right? Make the most of tasting cake. Make the most of going to the gym 3 times a week. Make the most of participating in a conversation. Make the most of running for a marathon. Make the most of meditating 10 minutes a day. Make the most of reading your favorite books. So make the most of your vacation is definitely good advice, right? And then the next one says, don't be afraid to. Don't be afraid to stay where you are. You should never change anything about your attitude. Is that good advice or bad advice? What do you guys think? Can you share in the comments? Never, what is it? Don't be afraid to stay where you are. You should never change anything about your attitude. Is that something we should do or we should stop doing? Hello, Alban. How is it going? Nice to have you here. How is everything? Thank you for your question or for your comment. So, should we be scared? Awesome. Well, I had a staycation. Brilliant. Okay, Sana says, I have a question. Every day I was listening English speaking, but still my English not okay. So maybe not good. So what can I do? So every day you're listening English speaking. So probably how often do you practice speaking, Sanna? If you're still here, how often do you practice speaking? Biggest mistake people make is that they think listening is going to help them speak, but we don't improve. We can't become a better driver or a better football player by watching football matches. The same way, we don't become better at communicating in English by just listening to English. So if you're still here, how often, how consistently do you communicate in English, Sana? Okay, it's going pretty well. We shouldn't be scared to stay where we are. Um, hmm. I think we should be, at least the way I look at it, staying where you are, having your the comfort life that you have and not changing it and improving it is probably the worst piece of advice. At least the way I think about it. A lot of people don't want to change and they stay where they are. They never change anything about themselves. So you can say whatever you think. That definitely, Alban, and I respect your opinion. But if I were you, I would be scared of staying where I am. It's the worst place because if there's no change, we cannot. What is it called? We cannot really see a change, right? Um, don't. Okay, the next one says, don't skip breakfast. That's the most important meal of the day. What about number 6? Don't, right? Okay, Sana Jessel says, good. So what can I do? How can I do? So if you want to check out what you can do, I have a lot of tips on my TikTok, and you can also join and watch my YouTube videos. Basically, it's about paying really close attention to what you're learning, right? Reviewing important vocabulary and having conversations. So Sana Jessel, if you're still here, it's all about that, right? It's all about spending a lot of time listening, but reviewing what's important and having conversations on a regular basis. Um, okay. Personally, I practice English twice a week. I know that's not enough, Alban says. Do you know why I said this? I didn't mean to say in the same level for a long time. Okay, okay, okay. Good, good, good. So, do you know why I said this? Which part? Personally, which part do you mean? I can understand. Probably that's what you want to do, right? We shouldn't be scared to stay where we are. In a way, we shouldn't, right? But at the same time, when it comes to progress, we want to make progress as fast as possible. So I'm studying in a school and take the chats in club of conversations. That's awesome. Okay, thank you, teacher, for advice. Every in the morning, I took 3 hours myself. So if you're doing it 3 hours, in 3 hours a day, you would be making super fast progress, right? So instead of just passively listening to English, make sure you spend a bit of that time having conversations, right? You will never build your confidence if you don't have regular conversations at your own level. Um, right. So number 7 is good advice. Brilliant. Be ready to adapt to changes in your plans. Flexibility is key to handling unexpected situations. Definitely. Brilliant. Oh, when I said we shouldn't be afraid of staying in the same level. Oh, I don't know why you said that. Let me know, because I'm curious. Do you think we should? So, do you think we should be okay with like staying at the level we are, if if we can maybe pass an interview better, if we can improve, right? So Chavo says, I'm doing exercise in this moment and listening you and sometimes listen music in English. So is that the best way to use your time, Chavo? Do you think listening to a live on TikTok is going to save your life? It's just a question. I'm going to tell you the best people I teach don't spend time watching social media lives, right? So don't waste your time watching lives on social media. Spend time engaging with people, listening to real videos, podcasts, interviews, but don't spend your time on lives on TikTok if you are serious about your life. Most of my students don't spend a lot of their time on TikTok or Instagram or anywhere else, right? They spend time with real people. Uh, because for me, if you're scared of staying in the same level, then you'll get frustrated. That's what we need. I don't know whether you're getting my point or not. Definitely. Yeah. But a lot of people stay the same. A lot of people don't change. So, do you want to be frustrated because you're staying the same? Or do you want to be frustrated because you're making progress? Right? A lot of people are not changing anything about their lives and then complain. So, the reason I say that we should be very scared of staying the same is because that holds us back from better opportunities in life, moving to another country, being able to speak freely, not worrying about what people think about us, right? That requires work, that requires effort, that requires consistency and courage. But what is better? To work on my own skills so I can pass an exam, I can move to another country, I can start opening my business to international people, or waste all that frustration about not changing anything about myself, right? Most people never change. That's the reason I say we should be very scared of staying the same. Um, but yes, uh, change is good. Change is amazing. So be brave enough to change, right? Okay, now let's go back to maybe some of the more complex ones. So from number 9, we're gonna practice these a bit as well. If you're into hiking, you might want to invest in high heels. Now, how good that advice is that advice? If you're into hiking, you might want to invest in high heels. Is that good advice? I really like the way you emphasize the word consistency all the time because consistency is everything I know. Definitely. Consistency is the reason I was able to move to another country. Consistency is the reason I was able to pass my master's degree. Consistency is the reason I was able to live in Asia for 6 years, far away from my family. Consistency is the reason I was able to build my business and learn to speak English. So, consistency is everything. People call me the king of consistency, my colleagues, my students as well, because this is so important. A lot of people give up. They don't try enough, they don't bring the best out of themselves, use all kinds of excuses instead of saying, I'm just going to be consistent until I get the results and not give up and do my best, the best I can to use the time I have on this planet, on this earth, to actually achieve my goals and my dreams, right? So believe me, Alban, when I say if you build the skill of consistency and you really take learning to speak English seriously, there is no reason for you not to take advantage of all the opportunities that fluent English speakers have. It's all about how you value your time. So, like, that's what the reason I say spend the least amount of time you can on social media. Work on practicing your skills. Awesome. I'm trying to do that. Brilliant, brilliant. And if anybody wants to see how to stay consistent, how do you stay consistent, guys? What is the biggest piece of advice for people to stay consistent? Because it's very simple. People who stay consistent do one thing. What, do you guys know the secret to consistency? Anybody in the chat? The secret to consistency is, any guesses? How do we stay more consistent? Oops. Yeah, but what they don't give up. Sorry, did I, how did you get here? Sorry. I think, oh, this must have been a mistake, sorry. Because I'm currently on a live on YouTube as well, sorry. So the secret to consistency is, anybody? Keeping your words. If you say you learn to speak English, then you keep your promises to yourself, not to other people, but to yourself. So you can have the longest day at work. You can have time with your family or play video games or anything else you do in your free time. But because you promised to yourself that you are going to learn to speak English, you're going to do the best you can to communicate, to interact, to pay attention, you do it. Even if it's for 10 minutes, even if you're tired, even if you're scared, even if you're frustrated or confused. That is consistency. Not looking for excuses, keeping your promise. Most people don't keep their promises to themselves. And that is something you have 100% control over. Keep your promises to yourself. It's about how much you respect yourself. People who keep their promises respect themselves. They keep doing it. So you could say that, oh, I'm so scared of making mistakes, but everybody makes mistakes. So I'm going to keep my promise and I'm going to speak English. I'm going to do my best to do it, right? Or I'm going to keep on doing things like, what is the best way to say it? Let's say when I feel frustrated about something, right? I can eventually keep on going. I can make that decision and say, because I'm serious about learning, I respect myself, I'm going to keep on doing it. That is the secret to consistency. Exactly. Excuses are the main reason that many English learners quit learning English. But Alban, it's for them. You focus on yourself. Right? You are the type of person I'm speaking to on my lives, in my emails, everywhere in my posts, right? So really focus on doing the best you can. No excuses. Fear, frustration, confusion, or anything else is an excuse. Keep your promise to yourself. You made a promise. You want to respect yourself? It's on you, right? And confidence really comes from that. Learning to trust yourself. People who don't have confidence, they really just don't trust themselves, right? So that's what we want to focus on. Alice, hello, Chubby. So happy to see you here. I miss your classes. Nice to have you here, Alice. It's great to have you over. Hope things are going well. I'm going to text you just to ask around. But yes, so great to have you here. She's one of my students. So I'll come back to see you and other students once I've sorted out my business. Definitely, that's fine. Let's keep in touch. I will definitely WhatsApp you in the next few days to catch up. Yep, I've made a promise to myself. It's not about making that promise. It's about keeping it, right? So keep on doing it. It is hard, but it's good that it's hard because you are going to improve. Chubby uses unique teaching method. I think they know that. They know that I'm unique. They know that it's all about that, right? It's all about making sure that we focus on something that actually helps us. Thank you so much, Alice. and I didn't pay her for the advertisement. So Alice did the same thing. She was all about, oh, I don't have confidence. I don't have confidence. But she built her confidence because she showed up. When she was tired, when she was nervous, when she was frustrated, when she was confused, she showed up for herself. That's how she gained confidence, right? So she's a clear example. Okay, I'm gonna follow you, subscribe to your channel. Thank you, Alban. So let's go back. Let's just keep learning something here as well. Without, most people just really aren't serious about learning. Okay, so let's just practice these few things here. So we have, if you're into hiking, you might want to invest in high heels. Can you guys try and think about, if you're into something, you might want to, and let's just practice with this. If you're into XYZ, you might want to something. If you're into eating Thai food, you might want to try pad Thai. If you're into traveling, you might want to go to Cambodia. If you're into drinking tea, you might want to try green tea. So can you guys think about one way to use, if you're into da 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 da, you might want to da 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 da. And then we're going to practice the other ones as well. So if you're into drinking tea, you might want to try green tea, Japanese green tea, or white tea, right? If you're into, I don't know, learning vocabulary, you might want to write a paragraph using that vocabulary. I said follow and subscribe at the same time. Thank you. That's great. Thanks so much, Alban. I really, really appreciate it. You see, I took an oath and I'll stick it till the end. That's an amazing one, definitely. So Alice says, if you're into green tea, you might want to buy some tea leaves and try to brew tea yourself. Very good. Exactly. Sharmake says, if you're into adventure, you can go to different countries. Definitely. That's a great one, right? If you're into da-da-da-da-da, you might want to go to different countries. If you're into, what else? If you're into self-care, you might want to book a massage for yourself. Did we lose Ahmed here? Okay, Barako says here, if you're into marriage, you have to work how to survive it. That's less of an advice. So we want to focus on the expression you might want to, right? You have to, that wouldn't be a piece of advice, right? So try to focus on the phrase, if you're into, you might want to. That sounds less of like, you must do it, but you have to do something, okay? If you're into learning English, you'll keep on practicing and learning it. All right, so I'm going to leave this link right here. So if you're able to copy this, you'll be able to join me and we can practice a bit, okay? So we're gonna come on live and practice with these different expressions. I'm gonna take on the first two people, okay? So first two people clicking on the link in the YouTube live will be able to come with me here on live and practice. If anybody wants to, we're gonna practice here some of these expressions and use them for the next 10 minutes or so. If you're into business, you might want to want it. You might want to, so use the link. Anybody who wants to, just use the link here, have your browser ready, and you can join us. Ahmed, if you wanna just copy this link into your browser, and you're gonna be here right next to me practicing. Okay, who wants to come? The first two people clicking on the link will be able to come here with me and practice speaking, having a conversation with us. Who wants to come and join us? Sharmaka says, if you're into learning English, you must have to new new native English speakers, you must have to maybe speak to. Do we have to speak to native speakers? Or we can speak to any speaker who's better than us? So who wants to come live with us here, talking on the live? The first 2 people who join the link, who click the link, will be able to do that. If you want to stay consistent, you have to keep moving and never give up. Very good. Yeah. Again, instead of have to is very strong, right? So if you want to make it like a bit of an advice, then what is it called? Then you might want, just say you might want to. Okay, you might want to sounds more polite than you have to. Alban, you just said you are keeping your promises. Shy is an excuse. I know, because I used to be shy. Shyness is not an excuse for you to hold yourself back from your success. This is your free opportunity to practice speaking for 10 minutes, to stop hiding, to stop overthinking. You can either say, I'm not going to do it because I'm shy, and then never have the opportunity again, or never use this opportunity, or to say, well, my shyness holds me back. So all I really need to do is to trust myself and then practice. Because what's the worst thing that can happen, Alban? What's going to happen if you make a mistake? Keep your promises. Really pay attention to your promises, guys. You need to respect yourself. Confidence is really about that. People who are confident, they trust themselves. They don't give up. They do hard things. They do things to challenge themselves every day. They make time for things that are outside of just swiping on social media, because that makes us weak. That makes us losers. We want to be brave. We want to be courageous. We want to keep on working for an incredible life. So whoever is ever in fear, I can tell you because I used to be shy. What is a bigger fear? To make mistakes so you could learn how to speak better, or to stay where you are in shyness and what is it called? Shyness and in, come on, what is the word? And in, I can't think of the word now, or insecurities, right? I didn't want to stay where I am. My biggest fear was to make mistakes or was to mess up because I was so shy. But then I was like, fuck it, it's my life. So the important thing is you have one life. One life. You can spend your whole life saying, I'm shy, I don't want to embarrass myself, and don't want to make mistakes. Or you can start working on saying, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to mess up. It's okay to have an accent. It's okay to take time and struggle, because I have one life. So anytime you say to yourself that you are shy, you have one life. You have one life. Always remember that. Okay, so nobody wants to join. Last chance. Okay, nothing happens, just mistakes makes us improve. Mistakes make us seeing English in a different way. Absolutely. The question is, are you doing that, or you are just saying that? Because if you're saying you're shy, you probably say that you know that mistakes are okay, but are you actually doing that? Are you actually making mistakes so you could learn? Are you actually practicing having conversations? Beza, I'm glad to have you here. Chavo says, I have to do my homework. If I don't do my homework, I will fail in my school. Awesome. What is your homework, Chavo? Okay, so last chance, guys. You have two choices. You either miss out on this incredible opportunity to practice with a professional for the next 10 minutes and overcome your fear, the first step, or you can say, I'm just gonna keep struggling. I'm just gonna keep staying in my fear. We always have the choice, saying yes to the fear and say, I'm brave, I'm responsible, I'm consistent, and I'm going to keep my promises. Or you can say, I'm not consistent, I'm not brave, and I'm not responsible. It is your choice. If nobody wants to come, that's fine. I'm gonna delete the comment in the next few minutes, and then we're gonna move on. I'm doing that. I've just learned recently that we can't say, for instance, he's a good cooker, but he's a good cook or good at cooking. Absolutely. Okay, so if no one wants to join, I'm going to delete this comment and we're gonna move on. You have a choice. When you have a fear, it's a choice you make. So whenever you have a fear, what is the worst that can happen, guys? What's the worst that can happen when you make a mistake? When you struggle to put a sentence together? The conditionals and the passive voice. Ooh, so lots of grammar. Do you guys practice communicating, Chavo? Yes, you're learning from mistakes. You're learning from the mistakes that you make. Exactly. So we're gonna move on back to our examples here. So here are a few expressions I wanted to teach you guys today. These are phrases we can use when we talk about habits. So the first one is, I make an effort. I think it's something everybody knows. The second one is a bit more interesting here. I often put off important jobs if they are difficult and do easy tasks instead, or just check my messages. If you're into learning English, you might attend Chubby's classes. So you might want to say you might want to attend. Okay, great job, Ahmed. But we would say you might want to attend. You might want to attend. You might want to attend. You might want to do this. You might want to do that. You might want to swim. You might want to take a break. You might want to meditate. You might want to do X, Y, Z. The worst thing that can happen is when a mistake ruins your confidence. Exactly. So it's about being brave and just keeping your promises. Before totally, I can't listen and understand now little good. Beza, I'm not sure exactly what you mean, but if your listening is improving, that's great. Okay, so put off. Do you guys put off things? Often. Sometimes, so I spend put off. Anybody knows what put off means? Put off is another way to say postpone or delay. Okay, Ahmed, if you'd like to join, I'm going to send your link here. And feel free to join us. So put off is another way to say postpone, not now, later on, right? So what do you guys often put off? I put off arranging my clothes in my room, for example. So I often put off arranging my clothes. Exactly, delay. So what do you guys often put off? What do you guys often put off? I put off, sometimes I put off sending an email to people who read my emails every week. Sometimes I put off, what else? Sometimes I put off cleaning my room because I'm so busy with my business. All right, so you guys are going to have an opportunity to join the link. Right now, I'm gonna have to go. As we are finished. Oh, so we have Ahmed here.
Hello,
Hello,
teacher.
hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Absolutely. How are you doing?
Teacher, I would open the
I lost you. Can you hear me? Hello? You might. Ahmed, can you
camera,
hear me? Hello?
but
Oh, I'm losing you, Ahmed.
I'm
Hello?
good. I'm doing
Okay,
well.
okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I
I'm not sure if we can carry on. Can you check your connection and then come back when you want? So, guys, I'm gonna have to go, but
I
if Ahmed, you're breaking
hear
up.
you. I hear you. I can hear you.
Ahmed, can you hear me? I don't think we can talk today. So, guys, we're gonna come back and review everything. You will be able to watch the replay. So feel free to join us. Okay, we're gonna have a class tomorrow at 10:30 GMT. So feel free to join us 10:30 London time. We're gonna be live as well, and it's okay. You didn't waste my time. You can always come back, Ahmed. You can try next time with a better network. Okay, I'd love to have you here. Finally, a brave person. Let's say a couple of so great job. I'm super proud of you, Ahmed. This is what it means. This is what it's about. Ahmed kept his promise. He tried. So don't feel bad about it. Next time you can try. Okay. Next time you can try to look for a better place, better connection, maybe a Wi Fi somewhere around, and feel free to join us. Okay. Because I'm all about people who take courage, not people who find excuses like I'm shy, I'm nervous, or anything, because everybody is nervous. So, Ahmed, feel free to join us next time. And if anybody wants to, we have a free community. It's called Build Your Fluency. We have like what? More than 100 members now. We have weekly classes. You can join us. We have conversations. This is designed especially for serious English learners, professionals, entrepreneurs, academics, or students who want to move to another country, build their own career, pass an interview, and become successful English learners. Plus, I have a free PDF. You guys can check it out and download. It's called 17 Habits of Successful English Learners. You can download that and find out about what people do, how they spend their time learning English within that time. This is completely free. So check out the 17 Habits of Successful English Learners. There's a link in the description and on YouTube. And if anybody wants to really give it a try and overcome your confidence issues, feel free to join our masterclass. We have a masterclass coming up next Wednesday. This is my best ever masterclass I've ever built. 13 or more like 15 years of learning and teaching English, helping people gain confidence is packed into this confidence masterclass. If you take this, we're going to have a 75-minute masterclass all about confidence, how you can find confidence in yourself, what we need to focus on every single day so you show up more confidently, so you can finally take that interview, finally move to your dream country, build your dream business, get to the next level, and get that promotion at work, improve your career or life opportunities, because this is the benefit of gaining confidence speaking English. Check out the link in the description below. This is going to be the second link. Join us. This is 50% off around this time. The prices go up on Monday. So make sure you make the purchase until then. And hope to see you guys over there inside the Confidence Masterclass as well. Join us if you want to. This is one of the best thing I put out there, because confidence is everything. If you know how to tap into your confidence, nothing is going to be a problem for you anymore. Let me show you that inside the Build Massive Confidence Masterclass. There's a link in the description if you want to sign up right now. Only 50% off. This is the only time in the year I'm going to offer this discount. You have about 5 days left to make a decision and join us. So thank you so much, guys, for joining. Thank you, everybody, in the comment section as well. Chavo for the comments, Beza. We had Barako trying as well. Fatima, I hope we can talk next time. And Sana, thank you so much, guys. Alban, Ahmed, and Alice, thank you for promoting my classes. And Sharmake as well. You guys are amazing. Hope to see you guys soon. Come for another live stream, or you can keep on browsing around my videos because another video is going to come out very soon as well. Take care, guys. Keep on building your confidence.